I want to talk a bit about being cut off from spirit. That's something that I definitely felt like I had happened to me many times over these past few years since this spiritual awakening started. I thought I'd been abandoned by spirit. Obviously, I wasn't. That just had more to do with my own internal fears, and it was also in the process of teaching me to trust myself. A very important lesson. That spirit was within me the whole time. I just thought I needed some kind of external validation of that. And when I did begin to trust myself, I would get that validation. So it's almost like the last video I did was the purpose of life, and I forgot to mention that. I think one of the primary purposes of life here is to not lose you, not lose your essence, not lose your heart, because there's 10,000 different distractions here, and that's the point of this matrix game, it seems, is to pull us away from ourselves, to see if we will allow ourselves, our hearts, our minds to be compromised. And if the answer is yes, there'll be more compromises, bigger ones and greater ones, until we completely lose ourselves. And some call it selling your soul. I call it soul capture. We can lose our sovereignty. We can lose the essence of who we are. So I think that's kind of the name of the game here of life. Obviously, soul growth and evolution, but not losing yourself in the process, holding on to you, holding on to your heart, holding on to what's important to you, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. And also regardless of who you might offend in the process. If it's mom or dad, brother, sister, it doesn't matter. If it comes down to you knowing what's right for you, then you got to do it. And don't worry about what other people think. That's a big one also. Just stop caring what other people think. Don't people please. That is a compromise of oneself. To not speak their truth and to say things that we think that other people want to hear. That's a big compromise, and that's the whittling away of that essence of self and that and that heart, and then we just kind of become like empty shells, really. We kind of lost our soul, lost our spirit. That's incredibly important to hold on to you, to hold on to your heart. Doesn't matter what it costs. There's no price in the world worth you losing you. What's important is that we stay true to that, and that I'm not going to say ignore the distractions. I mean, there's a lot of distractions coming at us from every possible angle. It happens all throughout life. But just we need to watch our priorities, I guess. Just be careful with that. People can get carried down into certain things and just go deep, 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 and then just lose themselves. So holding on to one's heart and holding on to oneself and never compromising that for anybody. They may be your parents, but they're not you. And you came through your parents in the physical sense, but your spirit is eternal, and it doesn't belong to anybody. It's yours. So it almost seems like, with the mundanity of life and the boring everyday life, a Groundhog Day that can take place in many of our lives, that our connection with spirit becomes very weak or feels weak. It's like it's still there, but it's a kite. And the kite string is so thin and so long that it's on the backside of Jupiter, you know. It's completely feels like it's lost to us. But it is still there, and you can reconnect in a very strong way within the heart. Every time. Doesn't matter how far gone we are or think we are. A lot of times this is just gaining the experience that we need while we're here in this avatar body. So hold on to your spirit. Strengthen your spirit, you know. Do the work. Do the internal work. Whatever you like to do. Meditation or yoga or plant medicines or reading the Bible or whatever it is. That spiritual work, I think, as a practice, is important in life. And I say that now as an older man, but it wasn't when I was younger. I had very different priorities back then, but it definitely does become much more important as we get older. And again, it can make life richer and fuller. So hold on to your kites, brothers and sisters, and start winding them back in. Spirit is here. It's been here all along. Your spirit is strong. So I think that's it for today. Adios.